Hey, what? What go on? Family? It's been a minute. Okay, first off, let's address the arm in the room. It's hurting already, and I've only just started. Look at my tripod, guys. This is my tripod. This is my tripod. It's in bits. It fell apart, guys. Oh, my arm is so hurting. Hold on. I don't know what to do with my hand them. Jeez, no, sir. No, guys, I'm gonna have to put you somewhere, yeah? Hold on there. But just to come introduce what I run. Yeah, so just another little story time. Today we're gonna be talking about a few of my little crushes from when I was at junior school, when I was 11. Getting ready to leave to go on to high school. But, a few little crushes I had from back in the day before I get to my teenage years. I'll be back to talk about it when I set this camera down somewhere at an angle. That means I hold it up so my hand. Look at my long arm. Long out my arm like what? I'll see you in a bit. Hold on. Rat-a-tat-tat, who the F is that? Go and peep who's at your door. It's your girl Max. Go grab yourself some snacks. Sit back and relax, cause you effing it up at max. You effing it up at max, yeah. Alright. It was a struggle. The struggle is real. That was mad. It might all drop down now. I better be careful. Yeah. Don't mind the attire. I've been out for morning. I got my clothes on. It's just cold. Inside my house seems to be cold as bumble. Yo, it's cold. My hands are cold, like I'm out in some winter weather. Yet outside, sun are, well, it's not blazing, so I'm not gonna say sun are blaze. But sun is out. It's been some nice days. But I'm cold, fully dressed in black, yeah. But we have to try on this. Because I know so I go in on my bed. I mean, really want with my outside clothes in on my bed. But at the same time, I'm cold. So yeah, that's the reason for this outfit. Oh, the heating went off by itself. This is my remote, guys, for my heat. This is how I control the heat in my house. And I had it on, so it got to the temperature that I had it to, I guess. I don't remember having it to 18. I wonder. Okay. So when I thought I set it to 22, I didn't set it at all. So it got to a certain temperature and turned off. But I'm not going to turn it back on anyway. I'll just leave that off. I'm just cold, guys. Let me get my other leg in out of it. Hopefully this camera don't drop down. Alright. So, we're talking about my crushes back in the 70s and 80s. Now, it's because this is all part of my life anyway. We're talking about my life story and certain people that come and go throughout your life, and then later on in life you find them back again. So that's how only the reason why I'm mentioning some of these crushes that I had. So yes, let me see. In Downsell Juniors. Okay, so you remember I have two big brothers. I have Dean and Martin. So let's start off with Martin because that crush was like a quick crush. He actually committed suicide when we were still young, and so that was really heartbreaking for Martin because they were like brothers. This is one of my first crushes. His name was Stephen, and yeah, he looked like Bob Marley. You know Bob Marley when he was young and he was first dreading and his afro just looked mad and wild. That's how Stephen used to look. His hair was exactly like that. His face was Bob Marley fierce. Well, it was Stephen's face, but him looked like Bob Marley. He looked like Bob Marley, man. And I had a crush on Bob Marley, obviously. When I was younger too, so having a real life one in the house when he used to come and visit Martin, it was nice. It was nice. And he was really nice. And the two of them, they went to special school because they had special needs in a way. I think Stephen had autism, and he also had a speech impediment where he would stutter, and when he gets angry, oh my gosh, that's when he really stammer like yeah. And they usually say back in the day, say, don't mess with people with a stomach. Them have temper. And it got me like, yeah. But Stephen was calm, gentle, kind. He had a beautiful smile, nice skin. His hair, like I said, his mannerisms. When he used to come around, he used to include me. Like, he used to always talk to me. Like, because I'm the little sister. Usually my brothers would push me away and whatever. He'd be like, no, come. And then talk to me and ask me what I've been doing and how I am. And, you know what I mean? And just talk to me a little bit. He had a sister that I met later on in life, called Denise. It's another sad story that with Denise too. But yeah, I'm not going to go into that because, yeah, I don't too remember the whole background because I was younger. But I do remember with Stephen, he actually committed suicide near a school that I will be going to later on in life. Yeah. I'll mention it when I get to that stage in life, which I'm coming up to. That's another reason why I'm just talking about these things, because I'm about to leave the life in Leighton and Leytonstone to move on to my next chapter, my next journey. And before I leave, something really bad happens. Why we ended up leaving. So we're getting up to that. So let's just talk about some pleasant things. It's like I'm so nervous to start talking about these stories. It's my life. But at the same time, going back over it and talking about it for the first time as an adult, and a lot of people didn't know this happened to me, and a lot of things that have happened to me that will be coming out in my story as I relay my story. But yeah, it's making me anxious. That's why I just keep putting it off, and I'm doing other little stories in between. But all these stories connect kind of in a way because they're all my life at the same time. They're all people that were in my life. So yeah, let me get back to my crushes. So who was I on? Stephen. Yeah, so Stephen, he took his life near to a school that I will be attending later on in life. But at the time when he took his life, we were still in Leighton. Yeah, so I didn't even know of these areas yet. But yeah, that was really sad. Beautiful boy. Kind boy. But life was too much for him. Life was too much. A lot was going on back then towards black people, like it still is anyway. But black males, young males, plus not fitting in or not feeling like you fit in because of mental issues, and there was not much help, like how they have all kind of outlets now, where I guess they learned from back in the day that people needed help. So yeah, especially young people. And still up to this day, now young people are just killing each other instead, you know, instead of killing their own selves, like a lot of suicide back in the day. It's now suicide on top of people killing each other. So it's just all crazy. There's still not a lot of help out there in society, really, for young black males and young people in general, but young black males in particular. So yeah, we lost Stephen, but Stephen was a beautiful boy. I loved him. I still love him to this day. He brought me some great memories, some great fun times. Every time I think of him, I just think of his smile and his eyes. He was just so gorgeous. He was. And if people remember with Bob Marley when he was younger, I'm not saying that there was anything wrong with him when he got older, but I mean them young days of Bob when he was clean faced kind of, and his hair's just growing, and those teeth and the eyes, when his eyes just scrunch up. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was Stephen. So that was one of my crushes. I liked him very much. Alright. Going on to another brother now. This is Dean now. Dean had a couple of friends that used to come around and he used to hang out with. He used to go skateboarding with. Hold on, there's something on my glasses. 1 minute. I could just see it in the corner of my eye. And it was getting on my nerves. Yeah, I'm going to take off this robe because I'm getting hot now. Hold on. Let's take off the robe. Yeah, and come off in the bed. Well, I'm not going to come off, but I mean, close up the covers and get on top. Oh, sorry guys. Oopsie. Pardon me, pardon me, pardon me. Hold on there. Should I put Burber back down as well? Because in the night time, I have to put down Burber, put him up. You can't take up too much of the bed, you know? With him big self, with him big back. Yeah, let me take off this one on. I can't believe my tripod, guys. I actually can't believe. I took it out the bag and it just fell apart in my hands. I was like, oh, wow. That's over with then. Okay, why do y'all look so far? The reason why I have you all pushed back here because I can't even get the top half of my head in the camera. I'm scared to touch this thing again, you know? Yeah. But anyway, back onto my brother Dean. Yeah. Dean had some good looking friends. Yeah. I was like 11 now, you remember? So I'm a preteen, looking at boys. Not thinking about doing nothing with boys, just looking at them and admiring how nice they look. Or I always like eyes and teeth. And up to this day, that's my thing with men. They've got to have a nice smile and kind eyes. Because the eyes are the windows to your soul, and you can tell. Well, I can tell if a man isn't, you know, kind-hearted by looking at his smiling eyes. And I can tell ones that I just need to avoid by looking at their smiling eyes. And that I'm dead serious. And if them teeth are good, that already, no, that no make it. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, because that mouth ain't coming near me. You might have to look good inside the mouth. Everything have to look good in there around that area there because that knob compound no part of my body. Oh, if it not look clean, if teeth them not look managed, then, you know, if you maintain your shit, yeah, you have to maintain. No matter what your age, maintain. Yeah, especially when you come to your mouth. Yeah. Because that's the first thing people see is your mouth. You're talking to them so they can see you while going in the store. So there's dentists on every corner of most streets and neighborhoods. Do you know what I mean? Save up if you can't afford to just go to the dentist. Just make a plan in your head. Write it down. You know something? I'm making a dentist kitty. And anytime I get like a spare change, I put it in a dentist kitty. Because I want to straighten up my teeth. Or I want to clean my teeth. Or I want whatever you want to do with your teeth. Yeah, you save that shit if you can't afford it, or if you're in a place that you can get it done by welfare or so whatever it's called. You know, you do it that way. Yeah, the government help you, whatever. But do it for yourself, man. Feel good when you walk out the road and you know. So when you're going out there, and like you're single like me, and you want to be approachable, you want someone to say, yeah, they find you attractive. Yeah, it's your mouth. When you start talking, they see it all. They see your life story in your teeth. Yeah, so try and maintain. I'm not coming from no one. I'm not trying to be, you know what I mean, what they call shallow or whatever. No, man. It's just something that I feel is natural, that you just want to be hygienic and you want your mouth to look good, innit? You don't want to be making gang signs towards people and, you know, or look like you're snarling. No, you just want to look calm, nice, pleasant smile. You know what I mean? Your teeth don't have to be straight, but at least clean, and at least have a color that is recognizable that teeth are meant to have. Do you know what I mean? Not some next colors like ginger going in your mouth. No, just maintain. Same with your hair and your face and your nostril ears and your hair ears. Yo, just maintain, because you need to be approachable to the opposite sex or the same sex or whatever your preference may be. Be approachable. Don't be one of those that people think, no, why is this person coming towards me? You know what I mean? No. Everybody needs to want to be approachable and want to be able to approach. Yeah? So, that's what I look for. Before anything else. You could have a big belly. You could have big back. Whatever. From him teeth nice and him eye them look kind. I will talk to you. I will give you a go. You know what I mean? I'm not a body shamer. I'm not one of those, yeah? but look after these parts that first approach me. Do you know what I mean? Look after them. Everybody. Yeah? And make sure you tell your friend them. You know what I mean? If you've got a friend that you feel needs something done when it comes to their teeth, yeah, and their mouth, help them out, give them advice. Like I said, no one can't afford it just like that. Because when I was living in America, you have to pay for dentistry out there. You pay just to flipping talk to a flipping dentist, much less. So you save. You just have that mindset that I'm saving towards dentist. That's my dentist saving kitty. Do you know what I mean? You know at the end of the day, one day you're doing something about your teeth. You're not just going around like that. You're doing something about it. You're actually going to do something. It's gonna take a while, but you're going to have that smile. Yeah, see what I done there? Yeah. So back to me and my way I look at the opposite sex, because yeah, I am heterosexual, so I do have the eyes for the guys, but I'm also shy. So I've never been a person that approaches people. I'm not one of them people that are out there, and even when a man chat to me, it's like I can't even look at the man. I could be in a relationship with you and I haven't really looked in your face good for years. Because I don't look at people, you know. Once people get to know me, they're going to see that with me. I don't look at you. I don't know. There's something about staring in people's face. But yet, when I used to be interviewed and when I was in certain things, situations, I'll stare right in your eyeballs. Yeah, because that was in your mindset. That's what you're taught at school. In an interview, you engage with your eyes. You make sure you look like you're interested in what the person is saying to you. You make eye contact. So that's the only time I make eye contact. When I used to be in interviews, or when I'm in a workspace, or when I'm in a public space where I have to conduct myself with another human. But once I'm coming like a man's trying to pull me or talk to me, he's talking to my head top or to the side of my face. And they used to always say that to me, "Why you can't look at me? Well, you know, I'm looking over." No, I don't want to look at your face. I saw you from across the room. I know you look good, and that alone is making me can't look at you. If I don't feel so you look good, yeah, I can look at you. So like certain guys, like, or if I feel that we're on a friends basis, that I'm not, I don't fancy you, we both know that, we both just brethren, yeah, I can look at you. But even my brethrens them, my friends them, and my family them, I don't really look at no one. And my family know that anyway, because my daughter, I think my daughter, Keontae is like that too. I don't like to look at people. Just don't like staring at people. I don't know why. It just feels weird to me, like I'm talking to you. Yeah. I look all over the place, or every now and then I give you a glance, but just staring at you like this and talking. Yes, sir. We go down the road, you know. And when we going at the shop, me pick up 2 dumpling. And me say, "No, sir, the dumpling don't look good." And me put them back. And you know, say, I can't. I feel like a psycho staring down at someone like that when I'm talking, and just not blinking and just looking. I don't know if that's how people talk, but when I'm talking, I have to like. And plus, when I talk anyway, I'm animated and and especially if I'm talking about something and I'm just reenacting it or whatever. So I don't really have to look at people. And like if someone's asking me a question about something, I just look at what they're asking me and I'm like, yeah, blah, 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 and I just avoid the eyes thing and staring at people. And but people love staring at me though. That makes me feel awkward as well. When people stare at me, guys, I feel like I want the floor to swallow me, and or I start looking like, is there something wrong with me? And I even ask whoever I'm with, have I got boogers on me? But like, what is it? What are they looking at? And some of my people will say it's because you look good or you look nice or they just look like the way you look at it. And I'm like, no, man, they're looking at me like food. Like they want to eat me. Yeah, it gets scary for me. Because like I said, I am shy. I am awkward when it comes to those kind of things. But at the same time, I would have my own little vision. I'd have my own little thoughts and my own little, you know what I mean? But as soon as that person comes try to talk to me, can I talk though? Can I do all these things that I say in my head? Yeah, if they came over to me, I would be. No, no, you wouldn't, nothing. Because you just start sweating, you start stuttering, you start fumbling. All of a sudden, you can't walk. You trip over. Like the most happens when the guy that you fancy the most enters the room or brushes past you or says something to you. It's just like your whole world just turns upside down. Like, what happens? What is going on? That is what happens when you're a preteen. That's what used to happen to me a lot. I used to bumble the bag all the time, man. It's like, what are you doing, girl? Go to your room. Go to your room. But yeah, let me get back to the two boys that I like. Two brothers, yeah. And the next ones are two brothers as well. But yeah, these two brothers, Christopher and Richard Costa. Yeah. They were, I don't know if they're Italian. The name sounds Italian. They were white boys anyway. But they had this, I don't know, they call it olive skin. But I say this kind of cool look to their skin. I don't know. It's like, it weren't like regular Caucasian. It was more Greeky, Turkishy looking like skin. As I say, they call it olive skin, but I don't know olives that look like that. I call it a kind of milky, like Milky Bar, like the Milky Bar chocolate, like how that milky chocolate looks. That's their skin was like that. So porcelain, milky chocolate. But anyway, two tall, strapping lads, gorgeous. Now Christopher, he looked like what's his name? Warren Beatty. Yeah. Down to the mole, everything. Warren Beatty, yeah. In his young days with the big hair, the spiky. Yeah, kind of curls over backwards, but it's like, yeah. Warren Beatty look. And Richard, I can't think of who Richard looked like. But they're both gorgeous anyway. Yeah. And they used to come over and see my brother Dean, and when they knocked the door and I answered the door, oh my gosh. Oh, especially when I'm looking like a mad rabbit. I don't know what I'll be looking like some of the time. My mum give me some big doodle plaited on my head. Just looking embarrassing, yeah? Embarrass. Yeah? And I'm rushing up to the door, not knowing it's them at the door and stuff like that. How much times I get caught slipping, guys, when my crushes are coming over and I didn't even know they're coming. But why would I know? They're not my friends. I'm just crushing from afar. So why would I know who's coming to the house? My big bunion toes out. Why would I know? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh my gosh. And they used to come over. Oh my gosh. Christopher with them eyes and that smile. You know Warren Beatty back in the day when he was young. And who else did he look like? Kind of like oh, leader of the pack. What's that guy? Oh, what was his name? Oh, my days. Why can't I remember? And I do know who I'm talking about. Oh, and he was, yeah, in that movie, Leader of the Pack. And he's an old time guy from the Elvis days. Marilyn Monroe, and because he was even in the picture with Marilyn Monroe. And that's not Steve McQueen. What is his name? Very, very good looking guy. I think he committed suicide, or he died young anyway. Oh, what is his name? This has been pissing me off now, because now I want to know this guy's name. And I can't even Google it because I don't know the name. Hold on. Let me try and say people from back in the day, Elvis Presley days. No, let me just type in Leader of the Pack and see what comes up. Because it's really buggy. And you lot probably, somebody's probably shouting at the screen right now saying, yeah, I know the name. Yeah, well, I need to find, oh, Chai. Just snapped a while ago. Out of the way, Chai. Leader of the Pack. Leader. I don't even know if it was Leader of the Pack. Oh, the Pack. I don't know if that was the name of the movie. Or was it called Midsummer Night Dream? Movie. I'm just going to put movie at the end of it. Leader of the Pack movie, Leader of the Pack film. Hold on. There was a movie called Leader of the Pack. Anyway, I haven't found it, but the name just came to me. James Dean. I don't need them. I don't even know if he was in Leader of the Pack. Yeah, James Dean. He looked like that. He had that James Dean / Warren Beatty. So can you imagine the two of those merged? Yeah, yeah, that was Chris. Yeah, they used to skateboard. Him and Dean. I don't know what she done. Richie used to talk to Martin a lot. So, but Richard was like, you always had the good brother and the bad brother. So, like on my side, it was with Dean and Martin. Dean was the good brother. Martin was the bad one. Christopher and Richard, it was Richard for the bad one. Richard, I just put them both together. Christopher the good one, Richard the bad one. So, not saying they're really bad, but they get in trouble a lot. Fight, do all the most. And like Dean and Christopher always have to come and back that shit. You know what I mean? So, those were two boys that came around frequently. But a lot of the time when they used to come, I'm usually in my room. Or like I said, if I answer the door to them and know they're in the house, I would have to find something that I need out in whatever area they're in. Like if it's in the living room, I need to go and get something from there. And then come in, trip over, go flying, embarrass myself, run to my room for the rest of the night. Yeah, I've had those couple of moments. Or I've had a couple of moments where I'm in the kitchen doing something for my mom, and Christopher or Richard will come in and say, "Can I have a glass of water?" Guys, I'm thinking, okay, don't draw the water, don't do anything wrong, don't trip over and fling the water all in his face. I'm thinking bare things that are gonna happen, and then he's standing there smiling, and I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I remember that smile used to melt me, man. I just need to run to my room and go in and grab my pillow and scream like, oh. He smiled at me. Yeah, I had a lot of those moments. But when he come and asked me for a glass of water, best believe, when I turned on the tap came flying out like it's mad, like we're at a water park. I wash up. I'm all wet. Christopher's laughing. I'm embarrassed. I just want to go to my room, but this guy still wants his water, innit? So yeah, I have to just reel him back the tap and then give him the water. Then he wants to ask me for ice. Ice, yeah? Back then, my mother had some like chonka flipping ice tray that you need strength. My and them can't crack ice. Enough of the time she usually crack them out in a bowl and they'll be already there. You can just pluck your ice. No, I have to be there acting like I'm strong. I can do this. I can get ice. And I'm standing there cracking and until I was just rocking up. The water was flying everywhere from the ice, but the ice itself weren't moving from the tray. It's like it was sealed in there, like it now come out like it was just demonstration ice. Not really. You're not supposed to use it. I mean, I know, but the ice weren't coming out of the tray until Christopher said, "You know something," and then he put down the glass and then he walked off. My crush just walked away. I didn't please. I couldn't even. I couldn't even. I couldn't even give him a glass of water with ice. That was so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. And then another time I came busting around the corner on the balcony and Richard was outside his door and he was shouting and kicking the door and I'm thinking, what's going on here? And I'm there fixing up myself, straightening up because it's Richard, yeah. Because I really like him. I don't know, from a long time, as they say, he goes like a bad boy, but from early days, I always seemed to like that one who had that kind of energy, like, was giving, like, tough boy thing, like, bad boy. So, yeah, Richard's out there with his hands in his pockets, kicking the door and shouting, and looking through the letterbox and carrying on. And then I came, and I was trying to pass him, and he's like, right, and he's like, is Dean there? And I was like, I don't know, I just came, I don't even know who's home. And he goes, do you think you can do me a favour? And I was like, oh, what? He goes, you're quite small. And I was thinking, oh, great, it just sees me as a little child, but yeah. But you are a little child, you're 11, so calm yourself. But yeah, I'm thinking to myself, yeah? And then he says, do you think you can open my door? Because I don't know if Chris is in there, and I've been out here banging, I got sent home from school, and I was like, oh. And then I was so happy to help him. I pushed my arm through, because remember I told you about them back in the door, Cypress Court, thatched house flats, push your arm through the door, through the letterbox, and you can pull down the handle. So I opened his door for him and let him in, and he said thanks, and I was like, cool, and then I just carried on walking, all excited to myself, couldn't wait to get inside to shut the door, and lean against the door and think, oh my gosh, Richard just asked me for help. He asked me for help. He said my name. Because he said, and I was like, he knows my name. My heart jumped as well when he called my name. Because I bust a corner and I saw him and he's there shouting and kicking the door. And I was thinking, what's wrong with him? I was thinking how I was going to actually pass him. I was thinking that as well. Because he kept going backwards and forwards to do the big kick. So I didn't want him to kick me or back up into me. So, yeah. And I didn't know if he even knew who, you know what I mean? I know my brother's friends, they know who I am, but some of the time, you come in like they don't recognise each other on them words, so I didn't know if he even knew who I was. But yeah, he said my name, and so I was very pleased with that. I was like, okay, so I'm noticed by one of my crush. So that was Christopher and Richard. On to Andrew now. Andrew Daniels. A tall black chocolate, where he wasn't dark skin, he was my complexion really. Just a little bit lighter actually than me. He lived in Juniper Court. Like, from my window, I can see his block. So like his block is over there and ours is here. But you have to walk. If you go down on the ground now, you have to walk all the way across, and there's a big long path to get over to Juniper Court. There's also like they had bridges that connected the blocks, so you can go across the bridge of Cypress Court. You come downstairs, you go across and go around, and you end up in Juniper. There's actually Blackthorn was that way. Juniper was this way. Jean Court was connected to us around the other side. Mulberry Court, Mulberry was over the other side. But anyway, back to Juniper Court and Andrew Daniels. He's another skating friend of Dean's. He also went to school with Dean because they went to Leighton Senior High for boys. Later on, I went to a girls' school also. I went to Connaught Girls, and I went to Walthamstow Senior High Girls. But in between that, I went to Sydney Chaplain. But we'll get on to that when I get to those ages. Right now, we're still at Down Sale. But this is actually the summer of the term where I will start high school the next term. So this is where I'm going to be going on to Connaught. So I'm leaving my junior time behind now. So my story times are coming up to, like I said, to some delicate stories in my life. So I am procrastinating because I'm not in too much of a hurry to get to them. But they're coming very soon because I'm 11 now and certain things happen to me. Yeah, after this age. Even though things happened to me when I was younger, like I got poisoned and the beatings that I got and the fire and the bare things that broke out the teeth and my brother with the nail name head and the nail in your foot and Proctor and yeah, and so a lot of things happen. Don't get me twisted, but things just get worse and worse and worse as I get older. So it's just like, what is my life? You know? Anyway, back to my crochets. Andrew was used to do this a lot. And he had this smile, he had dimples. I'm trying to think who he looked like now. Who people can relate to up to date. Who did Andrew look like? Who can I compare him to? I can't really think, you know. He was just cute. He's like an average cute black guy. Just not so average because he did have stunning looks. He was cute. To me, he was cute, and I do think I have good taste in men when it comes to looks and feeling like a certain man is good looking, even though everybody has their own good looks. Everyone has their own good traits. Because there's guys that people will say are ugly, and I'm looking at them thinking, no, he's actually got a nice smile, or no, he's actually got a nice hair or eyes, or something about him like makes him attractive. So yeah, all guys are attractive in their own way, but there's guys that are attractive in their own ways, and then there's guys that are straight off just stunning. You just look at them and think, wow, like, how does he even look like that? Those kind of guys, you know what I mean? So he wasn't one of those. He weren't how do you look like that, because he was kind of like alright. He didn't look like a Marion. He didn't look like Marquise. He used to know none of them. But yet he was that kind of look. Not so much looking like them, but I'm saying as in a guy type, like Usher or whatever. Just a good looking guy, but not stunning. Do you know what I mean? So he was a good looking guy. You know what he kind of reminds me of? But only UK people would probably know him. Tyreek from Love Island. That's who he kind of reminds me of now, because obviously Andrew's much older now. But back then, how Tyreek looks, that kind of look, but a little bit younger. Because if I was 11, they were around 15. Do you know what I mean? Because I was going on 12, so yeah, they were around 15, 16. So he was built as well for his age. He had curly hair. He had the wide eyes, nice smile, pink lips, as people love to say, dimples. He had everything going on. He was just really cute. But I used to feel like really intimidated when he came around. I don't know why. Because he used to look right through my soul. Like when he's talking to you. And that was just Andrew. He just looks at you and he's got these eyes. And because his eyebrow was almost unibrow. It wasn't a unibrow, but it was almost, but very thick and very defined. And yeah, when he looks at you, it's like he's looking for your soul. So, and my son has those kind of eyes. It's like those kind of dreamy eyes. I don't know how to describe it. They're just bright eyes. Really bright, but yet there's something about them. Yeah, he's got these eyes that you just look all over the place when he looks at you. And then he's got the curly eyelashes. So yeah, the pretty eye them. I don't know. Just button yeah, them that's nice and bright and pretty. So they stood out. That's what makes his face stand out. Just like my son, his eyes. Most girls always tell my son about his eyes. He's got nice eyes. They just stand out. They're just pretty eyes. They're not in colour. They ain't got no green or blue or grey eyes like that kind of where people say, oh, they got gorgeous eyes. No, they're brown, dark brown, and shiny and bright. Yeah, that's what we call pretty eye. That's what I call pretty eye. You know what I mean? Alright, guys that are of my complexion and they have green eyes or grey eyes and blue eyes and whatever eyes. Those are nice eyes too because they stand out more on people of my colour. But people of my colour, we have nice brown eyes too. Our browns are very nice. There's the hazel brown, then there's the dark brown, there's the brown that looks almost like it's black and it's so shiny. Yeah, pretty eyes. We do have nice eyes. I do like dark eyes. I have dark eyes, so yeah. I used to think my eyes were black when I was younger, but going off topic. With Andrew now, I used to think, yeah, like I said, feeling intimidated because of the way he looks, and like he used to always say hi to me and hold my hand like this. And I was like, you alright, yeah? So what you been up to? And I'll be standing and have to tell him about my day, and then all of a sudden I'll turn like I'm 5 because I'm so shy. And then yeah, when he used to be in and I used to I'd go offer him drink or whatever if he wants something, he always used to say yes. And I'd have to go and make him like orange squash and I'd have to make sure it dilute right so I'd have to taste it and, you know. Most of the time he would taste it and I was standing there waiting. He would tell me if he wants more juice in there or more water. And yeah, I used to always, if I have to go back to adjust it, I used to always like drink from the side that I saw him drink from and stripping this like that and be there like, and then wiping the cup and bringing it back to him. Yeah, I enjoyed the days of when my brother's friends used to come over. And some of the times they used to come over, like Andrew, because Andrew was known to the family a lot, and same with Stephen. My mum is a person that they can come in and wait. Like, say they came to look for Dean or they came to look for Martin. Oh, they've just gone to the shop. You can come in and wait. And then it's just me and the friend that I fancy. What am I going to do? They're in my house. There's no brothers to shove me away and tell me to go away. There's no interference, but yet, these are the times that I'm actually shook. When I'm on my own with them, even though I'm not on my own because my mum's there actually, but she's doing her thing in it, going around the house doing whatever. I'm just there having to entertain this friend, like get them a drink, get them a biscuit, you know what I mean? Put the TV on so they can watch something while they're waiting. Or some of the time, they would just go straight into my brother's room, so I didn't get the opportunity to do all of that. Not all the time, but there was times where my mum would just tell him to go in the living room and wait. And so, on those kind of times is where I get into action, just a few interactions with my little crushes before I get sent to my room for the rest of the evening and can't see them. Or before I go out myself and go and tell my friends, guess who's at my house? And then they come over and then we're all there giggling like idiots in my room and keep pushing out our head and doing all kind of foolishness and running up and down and going toilet or bathroom every minute and then peeping in the living room and coming back and saying, oh my God, he smiled at me, and stupid things like that. Me and my friends. Because we all fancied certain boys. And it's always the same boys, so it didn't really matter who's over. Come to my house. They've come over today. They're here right now. Yeah. Yeah, come to my house. Go all the way to their house, to tell them guess who's at my house. Because back then, remember, there's no phones. You can't phone no one and say, yeah, come over. No, you have to go all the way to the yard and tell them, unless you're going to go on the house phone, which is in the living room, where the boys are sitting, and tell them right there in front of the boys, no, you're not going to do that, are you? So you're going to have to put your coat on. Mum, I'm just going down the balcony. Is that okay? Yes, don't go too far. And then all of a sudden, you're back anyway. Oh, you're back already? Yeah, I'm going to play in my room. And then it's on and popping. We're peeping at the boys. We're taking it in turns to go out there to hear what they're talking about, to come back and report. And yeah, that goes on all night until they leave, and then my friends leave, and then it's just me and my brothers. And my brothers come busting in my room and asking why my friend's so annoying. Oh, back in the day it was fun, guys. Do you know what I mean? You know when you ain't got nothing, you ain't got money or things to, you know what I mean? But yeah, you still had fun. You make your own fun, innit? Because yeah, that's what me and my brothers done back in the day. We made our own fun. That's why I have my memories now, that I used to go through and do things, you know what I mean, just to make my own enjoyment. So that was Andrew. We're gonna be on to my last crushes of this era now. Yeah, this is Paul and Michael Riley. Now they lived around the other side of the balcony, same side as Pauline. Were they on the 6th floor? Oh no, they're not the only ones. There was Wayne as well. Wayne Folks is a white boy. But Mike and Paul, they're mixed race. But Wayne Folks, he lived around there too. I think he lived in number 32, you know. But yeah, he lived around that corner part as well. So all of them not live around there. I think, did they all live on the 3rd floor though? Pauline and them was on the 3rd floor. It was all on the 3rd floor. Around Cypress Court. So yeah, they were all on the 3rd floor. I remember Wayne was right near to the end. Paul and them lot was a couple of doors from Pauline. Everyone seemed to be at that end of that balcony. When you come around the corner and go out there, I can't remember no one's door numbers. I'd have to revisit the whole of Cypress School just to remember what those doors numbers were. But I always remember Wayne was number 32. But yeah, Paul and Michael. R.I.P. to Michael. Michael was murdered also. So it's like a lot of my kids that I grew up with, a lot of us are not here now. And it's mainly the boys. A lot of the boys, yeah, didn't survive life, which is sad. Really sad. And then I grew up and I lose a lot of friends as well. So there's going to be a lot of loss throughout my life. But there's a lot of loss throughout everybody's lives, isn't there, really? So, well, I mean, when people's lives are taken before time, or if they commit suicide and stuff like that, people that you just never thought you was going to lose that early are just gone. Yeah, because he was beautiful, beautiful boy. Beautiful boy. Stunning. He would have been a stunning adult man. Just like his brother is now. His brother, big man now. He lives in Spain now. He's a DJ, doing his thing. But yeah, back in the day, Paul, he was in my class. He was in a lot of my classes at school. Michael now, he was my brother's age, my big brother, so he was an older brother. So he's with the older boys. But I still used to see him though. When I see Paul, you always see Michael. It's like they're always together. Their dad was a looker too, and everyone liked the dad too. It's like it was the whole three of them. Oh my gosh. Felt sorry for the mum because all the neighbourhood mums fancy your man, and then all the girls fancy your boys. So yeah, it was a lot. Because there was a fight one time, and his dad's a boxer, and his dad came out there and he was like, and the muscles, and I'll never forget that fight. And a little after that, they moved, and yeah, Paul moved. The whole family was gone, and we never knew where they went until later on. My next stories, I'll tell you where they went, because I ended up there too. But yeah, they moved away after a big fight happened. The whole estate was out. I don't know what the fight was about. I cannot tell you. I just remember coming out, looking over my balcony at a crowd of people, and Paul and Michael's dad was there. He had on a blue t-shirt. I just remember his afro. He looking like that guy from them Bruce Lee movies. Forgot his name from back in the day. That black man, not Abdul Jabbar, the other one. Yeah, the one that one that kind of. But he was better looking than him though. But looking like him, that kind of stance and everything. Yeah, Michael looked like his dad. So his dad was Lenny Kravitz kind of merged with Harry Belafonte, like good looking guy. Yeah, good looking guy. And he made beautiful sons as well. So yeah, their family's bigger now because they went on to have a daughter and another son and stuff. But yeah, there was a big fight. I don't know what the fight was about. I see everybody out there cheering him on and that, and I don't know what happened. Up to this day, I don't know what happened. I just know that I ended up going downstairs to join the crowd and try to because I like him and we like the family and we like the boys. But I don't remember what the fight was about. If I was ever to reunite with Paul, he's changed his name now. He doesn't call himself Paul anymore. But he knows who he is if he ever watches my videos or comes across it. Yeah, if I ever came across him, we do compliment each other on FaceTube, I was going to say. Facebook and like do little messages every now and again. But we haven't really spoken. He's invited me out to Ibiza a lot of times. He keeps telling me to come to his club, to come to one of his sessions. One day I'll end up there. I don't know when. Because I do want to go to Spain. But yeah, me and him, when we was younger. Okay, so as you know, a lot of black boys, they do like white girls. So a lot of us black girls, we didn't have a look in. Especially back then, I never had a look in. That's why I was like a tomboy. I grew up being a tomboy because I didn't think about boys. I like boys, but I just knew no boys didn't like me, so I just keep myself to myself, innit? Or I would hang out with boys because they would like me that kind of way. They would like me like I'm one of the boys. So I'm always one of the boys, so I've always been like, not girly. I didn't dress girly. I grew with boys too. I had two brothers. Didn't know I had sisters. For years I didn't know I had sisters. Because my sisters were in Jamaica. I was the only one in the UK. So I'm the sister them there, Jamaica, and me just there, my one string itself. Wishing for sisters, crying and praying for sisters, not liking the family that I was in, wishing that I belonged to somebody else. So it's like, yeah, I was that girl that no boys didn't fancy, especially not Paul. Paul really didn't fancy me. He likes white girls. Plus, if he did like black girls, it wouldn't be me. Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody fancied me. Nobody. I don't know no one that fancied me when I was 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, when I was 16, yeah. But yeah, 13, 14, yeah. I didn't know no one that fancied me at all. So, I was the one doing all the fancying, but just secretly to myself and just, you know, thinking about if they were my boyfriend or how it would be if they were. But yeah, so Paul now, he used to tease me a lot. And they say when boys tease you, they usually like you. But I was saying to him, he does not like me. He does not like me. I am the wrong shade. You don't like me. But he used to tease me a lot. I used to thump him up a lot. We used to play fight. I used to chase him around the playground because he used to always take things from me that I would have to chase him down. And do you know what I mean? I'd act like it's annoying, but I used to like it. Do you know what I mean? See him on the stairs, coming down the stairs, or I'm coming up the stairs, and he'd be saying some dumb shit, and I'd just be cracking up, and the laugh would just be echoing around the whole staircase. Because it's Paul, and he just funny, and he was funny. He had this nice curly silky hair. Because like, alright, Michael, his brother Michael, had the afro hair. Like, I'm not gonna say Negro afro, but I mean more black afro hair. Whereas Paul now, he had the Caucasian curly, big curls, shiny black hair. Yeah, so he looked like he was Spanish. And I'm wondering to this day, maybe they are, you know, because he's in Spain now and he lives there. He looked Spanish. And now that I think about it, back then I wouldn't know about all them things. Now I just know it's African and Jamaican. I mean, I know about the Spanish people, this, that, the other, all these different countries and different shades of black. You could be Brazilian, you know what I mean? Come from all these different places. I did know about Fiji though, because I had a friend, Christine, whose dad was from Fiji. I mean, Christine, back in the day we had kids, when you're poor, they usually call you flea bag. Like if you look dirty and your clothes look mash up and your shoes broke up and you know really look kempt and your upkeep just not look good. The term to you is a flea bag. So because Christine was one of those kind of children, she came from a big family. Her mum was white and her dad's from Fiji, and yeah, back in the 80s, 70s, a lot of children, not many jobs for people of colour, and her father was the one that had to be the breadwinner. So it's like their clothing and stuff wasn't really up to par. Some of the time she would smell like urine, and yeah, she would wet herself at school as well, or she would hold it until she wets herself, so she used to always smell like urine. And yeah, so they used to say your dad comes from Fiji because they call it a flea bag. Your dad's from Fiji. But yeah, those are kind of black people that I can say I can relate to. I didn't know any Spanish or any Puerto Rican or Dominican Republic or you know, all the different black people there are out there. We just knew African and Jamaican. Growing up for me, it was just African and Jamaican. Barbados too. Really not a Trini. Come on, I don't know a Trini friend, but she had Barbados, she had Jamaican, and she had African. So that's all I knew was black people. Every time me look up a black person, me feel say they're either Jamaican, African, or Bajan. You know, I never really think about say them could have come from Spain or they could have, you know. So now that I think about it, when I look back on them, I feel that he was probably Spanish, but I didn't know, cause yeah, he lives there now, and like I said, his name has changed. It's a Spanish name, and I'm thinking about the way his father looked, and even his mom, because she's a white woman, but she had a look to her too that looked Spanish. So yeah, they were gorgeous boys. But to have a look how me and Paul used to interact. Yeah, so he used to tease me, run up and down, chase me down, do all kind of things. And like he was friends with my brothers also. Michael was friends with Dean, and you know what I mean. So the big boys, they always together. And Paul, like I said, he was my age group, but he also knew boys that I knew. Boys I didn't fancy, but I'm just friends with like Kofi, Desmond. Do you know what I mean? Desmond, we used to call him Desi. It was Desi and his Kofi. And like I said, there was Wayne Folks. He was a white boy, but I did find him cute as well. I had a little crush on him too. He had a little buzz cut, blonde, really, really bright blonde hair. Buzz cut. He looks like... He's another one that looked like James Dean. James Dean slash... What's his name? Brad Pitt. Yeah, he had that kind of look, and he was short, so he weren't tall. And I was taller than Wayne, but I still thought he was cute. Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of girls like Wayne Folks. Everyone liked Wayne, Paul, and Michael. And they all live out on my balcony, in my block. Yeah. So I had the good looking boys living on my block. Even on the 6th floor, there were some more boys that were my mum's friends' sons. There's quite a lot of good looking boys on my block, I ain't gonna lie. All the boys I grew up with were flipping good looking. Do you know what I mean? I had a crush basically on everybody, except for the young ones that I used to have to look after. But even they were good looking boys. No, I know now as men, they probably like killing it out there because they were so cute as little boys. So yeah, there was a lot of good looking boys on my block. But for me to be able to interact with some of them, it was just fantastic, especially when Paul was in my class. So I saw Paul every day. And some of the time when I'm walking home with my friends, Paul and his friends are walking behind us. And that's the usual teasing me, because I'm the only one he will know out of my crowd. And he's the only one I'll know out of his lot. And yeah. So one day we was all in the park. Yeah. It was a summer. Like I said, it's the summer before we all go high school now. We've all left Downsall now, so everyone thinks they're big people now because they're going to be going to high school next. And yeah, leave the juniors behind, the infants. So I was in the park anyway. It's all playing. It was playing run-outs and some of the games that I've told you all about already. I don't know why my glasses seem so foggy. Hold on, let me try and rub them up. Yeah, but it was a hot day anyway. And you know when the ice cream man come around, ding 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 ding. That went the tune, by the way. He used to play. What tune used to play on the ice cream van? Oranges and lemons. Yeah. Yeah. So the oranges and lemons was coming. Yeah. Ice cream van. Who's got money? Who's got money? If you ain't got money, run upstairs fast. If you lived on the 6th floor, it's over with, because by the time you reach up there and come back down, ice cream man's during on to the next part. But you can still run around that part. But good luck with that. I live on Cypress Court, yeah. Anytime in summertime, me have to make sure so me have a little change in my pocket. If I know it's the ice cream man, I gotta come round. It's happened to me a couple of times where I've been out there, yeah, and ice cream man come and I've had to run it, leg it to my yard. Yeah, waiting for the elevator that's not working, bust it up the stairs, reach to my house, have to push Anne through the letterbox, go in at the house, beg people money, my mother turns on a change, I have to go and change this, that, the other. Yo, by the time I get back to the ice cream truck's gone, innit? So, I learned my lesson. So, this day, I got my monies in my pocket, I got my change. I used to have a little purse, that I used to wear, a belt purse, like, you string it onto your belt and you string it on your clothes. So I got my little purse belt, and I got my little change in there. So ice cream man come now. I got myself this ice lolly. It was called Splits. Yeah, I used to love Splits back then. It's like strawberry lolly like casing on the outside, but when you bite into it, it's vanilla ice cream on the inside. Splits. So I got myself a Splits there, and I'm there sitting on the swing with my Splits, sucking on my Splits, yeah. Like, I'm like, not halfway through, like, I've taken off the tip of the Splits. I'm sucking on it. And then Paul comes. Like, because I'm really hot. We just finished playing Runouts, yeah. And he had missed it all because he didn't come out yet. I don't know where he was. He had just come out. So he was all fresh. He weren't looking all sweaty and fluffed like we were. We was all sitting on there on the swings, like a whole bunch of us. With someone just standing up and hanging off the swings and eating their lollies, whatever. So he came right up to me. I'm sitting on the swing with my lolly. Came right up to me. Came right between my legs, guys, like, because I'm sitting on the swing, and came right up to me. You know how I'm feeling right now, innit? My heart is, I think it stopped. It stopped. I couldn't breathe. I'm holding my lolly. He's right here. He's right in my face. And I've told you a lot about eye contact already. So I'm sitting at my lolly and still trying to eat it. And he's like, give me some. I was like, yeah, but I've been eating it. He goes, yeah, I don't care. I'm hot. Give me some. And I was like, alright, you can. For ages, I'm gonna give him some. I was teasing him with it. No, he kept going like that. And I was like, no, I don't know if I should get none, you know. Why don't you just buy one? The truck's still there. So I ain't got no change. He said, me, hey, your brother got change. Your brother's over there. I'm really trying not to give him that. That's like, why am I lolly? I was like, look how much people is here. So I think to myself, I fancy the fuck out of this boy. But I know he don't fancy me. So why is he bothering me? Do you know what I mean? So I'm there just eating lolly. And then I said, alright, here, you can have some. So I let him. He goes, can I hold it? And I was like, don't go nowhere with it. And he goes, oh no, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to stand right here. So I give him the lolly. He took it, opened his mouth over the whole lolly, yeah. I was thinking, oh my days, he's covered his whole mouth up my lolly. Thinking that when he gives it back to me, it's been slobbered all over. Pulled off of the lollipop. It wasn't a lollipop, the ice lolly. Yeah, the splits with the ice cream and everything in the middle. Stick. Empty stick. The boy put him out over the whole lolly. Sucked it off like Hoover vacuum. And left me back the stick and give him back the stick. And then he ran off. Busting up. He couldn't even laugh because his mouth is full of lolly. But that's what he came to do, guys. That's what he came to do to me. He came to just yam my whole lolly and run away, laughing. Everybody around me was cracking up. He was just so lucky that I ate half already, you know. It wasn't even half though, because like I said, the lolly is like my palm. It was about as big as my palm. Underneath my fingers to the bottom. That's how big it was. And I ate from like there to where my fingers end at the palm. So all of that part of the lolly was left. And the boy comes to guitar, I find him.
I've done it.
But because I fancied him, it didn't. The madness never lasts too long. So yeah, I hope you enjoy those stories, guys, of some of my crushes from when I was 11 years old, coming up to being a teenager, preteen. You know what I mean? You have those little feelings and little fun times. I hope you all had a fun time. I shall join you back soon, very soon, because I need to keep these videos going. Please try to like, comment, subscribe, share with friends, family, whoever. Let's just build this thing together. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.